What is up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video. And today we are going to be talking about the Russian repression during 2024. How could you think that there could be such a thing? Well, welcome to the motherland where everything could turn back into 1937. Now let's begin. Right now the State Duma is accepting a bill that will allow the confiscation of money, valuables or other properties used or intended to finance criminal activities against the security of the Russian Federation. Now before you say anything, this is basically the news that are from the official news outlet in Russia. Against the security of Russian Federation, as well by court decision, deprivation of honorary titles for the following crimes: dissemination of knowingly false information about the armed forces of the Russian Federation. Article 280.1 of the Criminal Code. Public actions aimed at discrediting the use of the armed forces of Russian Federation. Article 280.3 of the Criminal Code. And also public calls against the security of state, which is basically, if you did not know what that means, that is when you get everybody to protest against something you don't agree with the government. So for example, you don't like the current president of Russia and you want to go out and protest, and you assemble a protest, go out, guess what? That is a criminal activity. You cannot go and do any protesting against the current president. Are you out of your mind? You gotta sit back home. But they also say, well, if you want to do a protest, you could just, write us an email or a document saying what sort of protest you're gonna be doing, where are you gonna be doing, for what, and then us, the government, will see if allow you to do it. Now, tell me, do you think if somebody actually does a letter saying, yeah, I want to do a peaceful protest against the whole Russian government, sends it to the Russian government, and the Russian government is like, oh, look, Victor, look, somebody wants to do protest against us. Or should we let him in? And Victor would be like, the heck are you talking about? No, denied, get out of here. So, the only way is to do it illegally, which is wrong because I'm pretty sure you should be allowed peaceful protests where you walk around with signs and stuff like that, but not the case in Russia. Now, I'm talking about the law right now that is basically made to confiscate properties and money from people who will break those laws. So if you live in another country and you call for some company or some government to call up sanctions on Russia, they could get rid and block your accounts and take away your house or apartment. What's funny is that even if you provide assistance to an international organization which Russia is not a part of, you could also be put to jail, or they could take your assets and take your money. So if Russia does not take part of some international organization and you take part of it, you could get in a lot of trouble. Also, another law that they put in this is if you do rehabilitation of Nazism, then you also get your properties taken away and your bank account seized and the money took away from you. But the thing is, wouldn't that kind of like that last law, wouldn't that really work for the government? You know what, we're not going to be talking about it this video, but I'm pretty sure you could take some of the people up there, and give them that law, take away their assets. Oh wait, their assets are usually written down under another name of their mother, father, children, and stuff like that. So that means that most politicians in Russia are homeless. That law doesn't work for them, I guess. Now we have this guy called Vodin. He is the first deputy of the State Duma, who currently serves as the 10th chairman of the State Duma. He's a former aide to Vladimir Putin, and he's also the former Secretary General of the United Russian Party. So the guy has been the deputy in State Duma since 1999 to 2011, and from 2016 he got back there, and he is still there to the present day. So basically, I'm pretty sure that he couldn't stay there for that much longer, so he had to take a break, and then they put him back in. But what he said was, everyone who destroys Russia betrays it, must suffer a well-deserved punishment and compensate for the damage caused to the country at the expense of his property. That's what Vodin has commented in his Telegram chat about passing this new bill. Oh my god, where am I born? What? Like, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is some 1937 repression type of stuff going on in Russia right now. And the thing is, there's not much I could do about it, but at least I could tell you guys about the reality of what's going on inside of Russia. And I know it is quite dangerous, but it is what it is. At least I got my voice and nobody's gonna take it from me. So there's this woman in the State Duma that is a deputy chairman of the State Duma Committee of State Construction and Legislation. She basically said that this law must be passed on because a lot of people are spreading fakes about the Russian army and what it does and stuff like that. So there's so much of it that we need to put a stop to this. We need to put a law on it because, yeah, we need to put a law so that we can confiscate stuff. And you might be wondering, like, you already put people to jail, why would you need to confiscate their stuff? But when they did the law, when you speak out against the government and you don't agree with it, they could put you to jail. But what they didn't think about is about the people who actually left Russia and kept on talking about what's going on in Russia with the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. And the Russian police could not get a hold of them in a country like America, England, France, whatever, you know? So they thought, okay, well, there's not much we could do about it. This sucks. And those opposition is giving out the truth to the citizens. We need to get rid of them somehow. We need to scare them. So they thought about, well, you know what? A lot of you have left and you guys haven't taking your property with you. So you know what? We are gonna confiscate your property. We're gonna close off your bank and take the money out of it so you get to realize what you have done to your country. You betrayed it, so we take everything from you. I cannot believe this is happening in 2024. I cannot believe this. This is just very disappointing. So what does this all mean? Who decides if the information you give out is fake or not? Obviously, it's going to be the government who's going to be deciding what is fake and what is not. And everything that includes the opposition will be considered as fake, and your property is gone, your money is gone, and if you're still in Russia, you're going to jail. So if you don't agree with what the government is doing and who is the government, you get sent out to jail. But if you left and still have not sold your stuff, it can be confiscated from you and you get nothing. But the question that I have is, how comes a government could take something that does not belong to them? A person have worked his life to get himself an apartment or a house. He doesn't agree with the current regime and what it's doing, and because of that, they can take a house or an apartment or take their money. How is this possible? This is unbelievable, and all of the parties in the State Duma are voting for this except one party. So you'd be thinking that all of those parties is just a setup so that people will think that they're fair elections, fair parties, and stuff like that. That is not the case at all. Everybody voted for that. There's no future. Like, how could you talk about any future when you got stuff going on like this in this country? I cannot believe that freedom of speech is getting completely destroyed by those schmucks in the government. And this is very unbelievable. And the thing is, a lot of you might be saying, well, do something about it, Ivan. Do something about it. But unfortunately, I cannot, and even if I try to think about doing something like this, I'd be somewhere in Siberia in a gulag camp, and you know what? I'm not a big fan of snow or labor camping in 2024. You really have to think twice before saying something in this country. This really reminds me of the saying, history always repeats itself. And what I mean by that is 1937, also known as the Great Purge, which was a brutal political campaign which was led by the Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin to eliminate dissenting members of the Communist Party and anyone else he considered a threat. So we're basically going back to the 1937 step by step. And you know what? We're actually not too far away from that now. I don't even know what to say about this, but what mind boggles me is that I saw a lot of videos about this topic in Russia, and there are a few people that are saying, this is unbelievable, we're turning back to 1937, this is very bad. But the majority of people are saying, finally, they're gonna stop spreading the fakes about our army. They are gonna take everything taken off them because they don't respect what Russia gave them. But what did Russia give them? Nothing. Did they give them a house? No. Did they give them education? No. What did they give them? Nothing. A lot of people gave it to them themselves by working hard. Unbelievable, but very sad. And I know for a fact that nothing is really going to change for the upcoming 10 years. If you would like to support my future journey, you could click the link in the description and support me that way. If you enjoyed this update video of what is going on inside of Russia right now, I would really appreciate if you guys could press the like button. Share this video on your social platforms like Facebook, because I think this is something that everybody should hear. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and see you later, my friends. Have a good one.